This is NBC Connecticut News.
Oh, I like that one.
A little spin on a holiday tradition. Santa's back at Westfarms, but he is keeping the pandemic top of mind. You know, we told you yesterday that the World Health Organization said Santa is in fact immune to COVID-19. It makes sense, but social distancing is still very important.
And that is why Westfarms has turned its annual Santa's Flight Academy into a touchless experience.
Westfarms is delighted to bring Santa back again this year and a safe opportunity for people to come share their wishes and dreams for the holiday season.
So unlike years past, there will be no interactive elements. Instead, families will book a 15-minute appointment and their child will sit on a bench that is 6 feet from Santa. Now, Santa, like all shoppers, will be wearing a mask. Families can still get professional photos while the kids talk to Santa and tell them what they want for Christmas.
This year, it's just about Santa Claus, sharing your wishes. We're really happy that we're still able to hear laughter and delight from children, and that they're still able to come and see Santa Claus and continue those traditions and memories for years to come.
So you can go online to book an appointment for this very different Santa experience.
Different indeed. Other local malls, including Brass Mill Center and Buckland Hills, they're doing contactless visits with Santa as well. Stay with us. There's much more news at 6.
Keisha's here with a look at what's ahead.
Leslie, Kevin, of course, we're tracking that major winter storm on our doorstep. The state is just starting to see the first flurries, and it's not going to take long for the storm to really intensify.
Crews are getting ready for the snow and potentially a messier cleanup in southeastern Connecticut. What you need to know.
We have live team coverage to help you prepare. Next at 6.
This is NBC Connecticut News at 6.
Right now at 6, we've got a first alert for a major winter storm. The snow is moving in, and when all is said and done, some parts of the state could have well over a foot of snow on the ground. Right now, flurries are falling along the state line, and it won't take long for the storm to ramp up. Snow Monster is on the roads, ready to bring you the latest as conditions start to deteriorate. Good evening, I'm Keisha Grant. Mike has got the night off. We have live team coverage as this nor'easter gets underway. We want to begin with Chief Meteorologist Ryan Hanrahan with a look at how much snow you can expect in your town in your first alert forecast. Ryan.
Keisha, the answer is a lot of snow. We've got a good storm on the way. We've got the cold air that is in place already. The snow is beginning to accumulate down in lower Fairfield County. For many of us in the Hartford area, the first flakes will be around 7 p.m. We've got a little bit of light snow already in New Haven, where it's 29. It's 26 in downtown, 21 degrees in Stafford, and 20, the current temperature in Torrington. Temperatures will drop tonight. It's going to be a cold night as the snow overspreads the state. You can see the snow here by 7:30, just about to Hartford and then over toward about Putnam. Heavier snow down through Fairfield County. The snow will pick up in intensity between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. It is absolutely ripping snow out there. We're talking about snowfall rates of 2 to 3 inches per hour. That is an extremely heavy rate of snowfall, and so the roads are going to go downhill very quickly later on this evening and tonight, so be mindful of that. As we head toward the later in the overnight and into early Thursday morning, I do think the snowfall rates come down just a little bit, but not much. We could see a bit of mixing in southeastern Connecticut. There's the rain, snow, sleet line, just sort of hugging the south coast of Long Island and getting very, very close to southeastern Connecticut. Snowfall rates of varying intensity through about 8 or 9 a.m. And then after that, we begin to bring in some drier air, and we will clear things out by midday. But the morning drive tomorrow is not going to be pretty. The snow's beginning to pick up in southwestern Connecticut. Still is a light snow, but we're seeing the snowfall rates pick up at least a little bit in New Haven, down through Bridgeport. We've got a little bit of snow right now. Down towards Stamford, the snow's beginning to accumulate. We've already seen some snow along I-95. That is coming north. We've got some very heavy snowfall rates now through central New Jersey and eastern Pennsylvania, and that's what moves in later on tonight. So this is a big snowstorm, folks. 8 to 12 inches from New Haven on to the east, about 10 inches for New Haven and the suburbs around New Haven, about a foot in Hartford, but more expected to the north and west, where we could be closer to 15 or 16 inches. And up in the northwest hills, 16 to 20 inches of snow expected. It looks like the heaviest snow band sets up across the Berkshires back into portions of New York State. And it looks like some of that will clip some of the higher hill towns in northwest Hartford County and Litchfield County. It is going to snow extremely hard later tonight. We'll have more coming up in just a couple of minutes. But for now, Keisha, back to you.
Ryan, that's exactly why the state's cold weather protocol is in effect right now, and emergency officials are ready to respond. NBC Connecticut Connecticut's Kristen Johnson joining us live in Hartford, where the governor just gave an update on the state's plan for this storm. Kristen.
Keisha, a tractor-trailer ban goes into effect at 9 p.m., ending at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. Metro North also expected to cancel some of its late-night trains. Now, the state's Emergency Operations Center will open at 8 o'clock tonight to answer requests from cities and towns. They've practiced a virtual response to this type of storm with the National Guard, Urban Search and Rescue, and state police. The governor did activate the cold weather protocol, as you mentioned, to open up warming shelters through noon on Friday. Officials say there won't be as many open as usual because of COVID-19, and those that do open will be following pandemic protocols, such as taking temperatures and mask mandates. But after 9 months of planning for a pandemic, the governor says the state is ready for the storm.
This is an old-fashioned emergency, a type of snowstorm we were used to here in New England. It's a big snowstorm, but I think you have a sense that this is a group that has been here before, knows what to do, and give you a little bit of confidence that if you stay safe, stay home a little bit longer, 24 hours, I think we're going to be okay.
And the governor says all of the Pfizer vaccines that we were expecting in the state this week have landed here, so distribution should not be slowed down by the snow. Live at the state capitol, Kristen Johnson, NBC Connecticut News. Keisha, back to you.
Kristen, thank you. As Ryan told you, southeastern Connecticut will see less snow, but it could be a wetter snow with the possibility of some sleet. New London County reporter Siobhan McGirl is live in Stonington with how crews are preparing for the changing conditions there. Siobhan.
Keisha, that heavier snow could make for a messier cleanup, but the crews here in Stonington say they are ready.
We've been preparing for the last 48 hours steadily.
Crews in Stonington hard at work.
Hectic.
Getting ready for a long shift on the roads.
We have probably 500 to 600 tons of salt ready to go. We literally want the guys to be able to drive in here when they're called in, get in their truck, and immediately get out there.
Stonington Public Works will have 18 trucks out.
We're working around the clock until all the roads are cleared off.
With crews taking care of town roads, some people's concerns lie a bit closer to home.
Took the snowblower out, wanted to make sure that it ran well for the snow, and it wasn't running properly.
Owner of Stonington Power says he has been slammed with calls for snowblower repairs.
First question you get is, I know you guys are really busy, can you still come out?
Other people in town prepping for the snow with their neighbors in mind. This man posted to Facebook letting people know if they get into a bind, he and his Jeep have got their backs.
They're in their driveway or anything else where they're stuck, I can maybe be some assistance.
But the workers say the best prep you can do is plan to stay home.
If they can stay off the roads, to stay off them.
We are seeing some light snow falling right now, and some of those crews are actually heading out as we speak, getting ready to pre-treat the roads. For now in Stonington, Siobhan McGirl, NBC Connecticut News. Keisha, back to you.
Siobhan, thank you. Both Eversource and United Illuminating say they're ready for any outages from this nor'easter, but far too many of us remember what it was like to be without power for more than a week after Tropical Storm Isaias. Chief Investigator Len Besthoff has more on how the utilities are learning from that storm to prepare for what's in store tonight.
As big storms approach, our state's utilities have teams of staffers making assessments on how big an impact those storms will have. The utilities then take that info and assign each storm an event-level classification.
Both our state's main electric utilities, Eversource and United Illuminating, essentially rank the storms from 1 to 5. 5 is the lowest impact, 1 is the most severe. Utilities use those levels to determine the amount of crews and other resources needed. For the snowstorm about to hit Connecticut, Eversource has assigned it a 5, the lowest level, according to documents it shared. UI says its preparations are consistent with a level 5 event. Eversource faced criticism from the state after Tropical Storm Isaias for assigning a lower event level than what ended up occurring. Eversource has disputed that assertion, pointing out it did raise the event level to a 3 after the storm hit.
Ironically, as Eversource and United Illuminating are prepping for this storm, they're on the hot seat with state regulators in a set of hearings asking questions about their response to this summer's tropical storm Isaias. Now, if you want to get a look at this event-level classification grid for either utility, we're going to post it on the app so you can see it for yourself. Len Besthoff, NBC Connecticut Investigates.
And be sure to stay with NBC Connecticut and our First Alert weather team all throughout this storm. We'll have the latest updates tonight on NBCConnecticut.com and on our app. And be sure to join us as this storm really gets going during the news at 11. The morning team will have the latest updates early, starting at 4 a.m. Coming up here on the news at 6, our storm team coverage continues. It is the busiest shipping time of the year. How this storm could cause some problems for your last-minute packages.
It's going to be a major snowstorm across the state. We're looking at over a foot of snow in towns. We'll have some brand new information coming up with First Alert weather.